this one. Hey everyone! We are back with some more Baldur's Gate finally. And we're back here with the sirens that were annoying us. So yeah. I could do like an hour of Baldur's Gate, or at least a little bit of Baldur's Gate, and then go and do some Siggy too.
Pleasure to meet you.
And what you be? Great adventures, adventures. Do you want some politically incorrect magic? Yeah, sure. Just a fortune teller. Well, the screen's actually, it's very dark, especially with my like light in the background.
I've been looking for strong men like yourselves.
Nope, that's one of the people you can get in your party, but I don't actually want her. Alright, so the main area that we have left to go is like this cliffside. And there's like a cave here with some sirens, which we are now going to murder.
Uh-huh.
Or, I guess, attempt to murder. Okay, Minsk is currently trying to kill us. Okay, so our front line, we just lost.
Oh my god, they rose.
What do you need? Okay, Jahira. Can you dispel magic on these guys?
What is it my turn to save the day?
Why didn't dispel magic work?
For the fallen! Oh.
Okay, so we need to quick load.
With helms.
That did not go well. Okay, so we know there's guys over there. Let's web them.
With helms blessing.
Camaraderie.
Okay, so let's turn off AI so no one moves to non-ranged weapons.
Nature's servant awaits. With helms blessing.
For the fallen!
Killed one of them. Oh.
Go for the eyes, Boo. Go
Why?
for the eyes. Rask!
Alright, now let's wait for the web to go away. Now there's only one siren, and that we can deal with. Okay, got you. Move you onto the archer, who can't actually feel anything. Okay, no, we're just webbed. Alright. Cool. Quick save. Nope. Select everyone, please. And let's just put some random treasure away. And since Minsk picked up all the treasure, gotta move it all over there. Inventory management time. Oh yeah. Alright. You go in there. Cool. So, if you haven't been around lately, we're just here kind of like doing a lot of the random wilderness areas on the side. And we're actually almost done with like almost everything in here. We've already done Meshkel, and soon we'll be doing this area, which then will lead us into the Cloakwood. Oh yeah, Minsk is amazing and beautiful. Just when you all focus on all one of them, it's just they just can't get any spells off because of spell failure. And Imwin is leveled up. Is this the magic level? Yes, regained abilities from inactive class. Cool. So first off, you get more stuff, so it'll give you another magic missile. You only need level 3 spells. Sure. Actually, do we have Dark Charm? Cool. Yeah, Dark Charm's actually probably better. What character am I playing? I am playing an Elven Archer. I essentially am just going all in on bows. So it's a Ranger kit. And I just shoot things really hard. I got a Thaco of 6, base Thaco, where's it gone? My Thaco is 6, which is pretty good. Okay, but Imoen can now use all of her thief stuff again. Yay! Actually, here, you get a better sling now. We'll send you to the things that you need. Imoen, you need arrows now. You don't need bullets. And you can have a better weapon. Cool. And let's give Imoen some more arrows. Fill you up on arrows. Switch our front line back to using the right stuff. And Imoen, you are looking good. Wall. Quick save. Not gonna put armor back on Imoen because she is still decent. Like she can still throw magic missiles very well. Quick saving a few steps because there's lots of sirens in this area, and siren fights can go wrong very easily. Still, this is not your place. Okay. Also, I should put you on the right kit. Script, yeah, fine traps, cool. Oops, nope. Okay, continue to just disrupt their spells. And Mint's got okay, so we have 2 people now
I've got this.
that just got charmed, so we're just gonna run away and wait for it to wear off. There's no place to really circle here, which is unfortunate. Okay, and they have successfully not found us. Okay, so now we only are missing 1 person.
Go for the eyes, boo! Go for the eyes! Camaraderie,
God damn it, M1.
full plate, and packing steel.
The thing though, at least the M1 isn't very good, and I don't think they'll use weapons while charmed, so, or spells when charmed, so, yeah. Hey, rude. Wasting all our arrows. Right, got you back. There's also one where there's actually a paladin build, which I've used in the past, which makes you immune to charm. And essentially what you do is you just essentially go in there or like use a resist charm spell. Oh, carrion crawler.
My blade will cut you down to size.
Possibly frosty. Death!
Cool. It's nighttime, which means I can't see very well, so I'm gonna sleep a couple times. This place right here is probably one of the best places to farm for experience in Baldur's Gate 1. You just keep on sleeping until some more sirens show up, and you get into a pattern where you very rarely lose your fights. Especially when there's only 2 sirens, it's not an issue too much. Okay, but there's a cave in here. I believe there's more sirens inside.
With Helm's blessing. For the glory of
A
hell!
flesh golem. Ooh. That was a trap. Flesh golems do require to have +1 weapons at least. Which means essentially only Minsk is really doing any damage.
Squeaky wheel gets the kick.
So I gotta wait for this guy to be frozen. Is that permanent paralysis? No, just health. Okay, cool. Just making sure they're not petrified. Because normally only basilisks do that, but there are some traps, I think, in Baldur's Gate 2 that, like, straight up petrify. Waiting for petrification to go. There we go.
Helm. As you will.
Ow.
I'm gone.
Do you want to, like, find that trap? There you go. Thank you.
With Helm's blessing.
Uh-huh.
It's funny that you can't have quick spells when you're both of these. Cool.
As you will.
And keep going around. What's in there? Ooh,
Good
lots
on
of
you if you
stuff.
saved the day.
Wait, what's this manual? Manual of Bodily Health. That's +1 con. Go right on to my main character. Random cloak. Okay, elixir of health. Don't care about you. Random cloak. You're a elixir of absorption. Okay. Elixir of infravision. Kind of useless. And we will identify these over time. Quick save. Ow. Okay, I'm not gonna bother like redoing on a just a magic missile trap.
For the fallen!
My blade will cut you down to size.
Good, my 2 squishies are walking all the way around. Good job.
What is it this time?
Come on.
What you
attack.
want?
And you did miss the Hoopu. We had a great Hoopu game where Hoopu saved the day and was truly MVP. I mean, Hoopu is always MVP.
I need aid soon.
Ow.
Lest my hamster become an orphan.
I love you, Minsk. Okay, so let's just take a nap. The horror... Oh, no. Just carrying crawler. Oh, more carrying crawlers. Oh. Take a nap. Okay, we're now healed.
Camaraderie,
Adventure and steel on steel.
the
Stuff of legend. Right, Blue? Yeah, no, Hoopu had a rough day, but Hoopu did good work. Alright, this zone looks to be pretty much done. No. Cool. We can get random arrows, because M1 probably could use some more arrows now. Although she's really far behind for some reason. Oh, let's use our +1 column book. Pro tip, when you get a book that raises your constitution by 1, helps if you read it. Alright, so yeah, now we have 18 constitution. We started at 17 because we're an elf and we're skinny. Cool. How are we doing? What's our reputation at? Popular? Could probably buy the robes at this point. What robes are you using? Knave's robes. Yeah, let's stop by High Hinge. Because probably the next poster we're gonna get is probably the Firewine Bridge. Or the large bullet, or probably one of these zones. Let's run by High Hinge. Quick save.
As you will.
That's a lot of skeletons.
Rest. Never had a bad case of armor change.
As you will.
Casting spells isn't as easy as I make it look. I'm tired.
Cool.
As you will.
Cool. Okay, let us sell stuff. We need to again like sell random potions we don't need, but honestly, as a good party, you rarely have money troubles in this game. Of course, that +1 we don't need anymore. Cool. So the thing we want to buy, mostly, is these two robes. We can afford one of them right now. I'm probably going to pick up the one for, probably Nira, because she's a bit squishier, and she's neutral, so she gets the robes of the neutral Archmagi. Let's, yeah, spend a bunch of money on some fancy robes. Yeah, no, these are amazing. Armor class 5, so it's like the same clone which I think Scale Mail. Same doors +1, +5% magic resistance. They're just great for any wizard. Also, we can identify this cloak. Relar's Mistake. It lets you polymorph into a wolf at will. Okay, Nira, have fun. Have your cloak that lets you turn into a wolf.
Why do
That
I
sounds
live in such a piss
cool.
town?
Yeah, everyone's always complaining. And don't need that traveler's robe anymore. And let us head out.
Yeah.
Oop, more spooky
For the glory of
skeletons.
Helm.
Get spooked.
For the glory of Helm. For the glory of Helm. For the glory
Go
of
for the eyes,
Helm.
Boo! Go for the eyes!
Do, 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 do. plane. Okay, save before we try travel.
Yeah.
Let's hit Larswood. Journey took 20 hours. Let's take a nap. Let's identify stuff and then take another nap because I don't like playing in the dark. Wand of Paralyzation. Solid. Charts of Wounding.
As you will.
Cool. And I guess I can also give these arrows to identify just so they stack for other ones. Because I wasn't bothering with those earlier because we were just gonna get more from sirens. But now that we're not actually gonna be fighting sirens right now, we don't have to worry about that. That is a war dog.
Go for the eyes! Rusk!
For the glory of Helm!
So this is one of the zones that kind of like is like one of the intro points to like the next step of the main storyline, where it's like now that we've like gone through the Nashkel mines and found that there was someone poisoning the mines, but we're like, this conspiracy seems larger than just one mine. So it's the Wood of Sharp Teeth. So now we're investigating some of the bandit attacks in the region. Teeth. Squirrel. Brown bears. And that's experience.
It would be good for you to watch your actions while in this wood.
Arrogant fools! You returned the very slaughter for which you were responsible. Your blood will soak the ground before I allow any of you to leave. I will avenge the death of my brothers. Wait, what are you talking about? And it's a good time to kill us.
Go for the eyes! Rusk!
Flaming! Possibly frosty. Death!
Who are you?
Civilization seems far, city dweller.
He lost his mind. Oh. Oh, so bandits came and murdered a bunch of druids. Yes? Yeah. Want to say hi to the stream? Oh, thank you. Look, my sister made macaroons. Fancy. Alright, and then he goes off. Oh, he's got a random spear. Yes, for all of our characters that use spear, we don't have any. Which is a shame, because I like spears. Oh, look, another bear.
Eat flaming! Or possibly frosty. Death!
Ooh. Jahira has leveled up. Cool. Just more Thaco and stuff. Cool. Sweet. That's delicious. Hey, each of these pairs is 840 experience, so that's like a decent amount of XP. Up is Pedville.
Yeah.
Don't really care about that. Welcome to the stream of Lily Eats Macaroons.
As you will.
Ow! Also, those arrows look sweet.
Eat flaming! Or possibly frosty. Death!
My blade will cut.
Cool. Alright, so I got some great arrows and took a bucket of damage. Oh, these are just normal bandits. Much easier to kill.
As you will.
Oh, no, I want more than 2 characters, thank you. Quick save. Oh, can't wait till we get to Baldur's Gate 2. Dread Wolves. Okay. We should probably like get to the point of just not preparing sleep anymore, just because sleep just doesn't work at this level, really.
Yeah.
Sweet. We still have the Basilisk Zone to do.
Go, go, go!
That's annoying. Wargs.
For the fallen!
It's kind of what makes me want to play the Wargs, the classic like Two Towers game for Game Boy Advance. That was a cool, nice, like very simple game. I might stream that at one point. That could be fun.
My blade will cut you down to size.
Eat flaming! Or possibly frosty. Death!
Weapon unusable. Oh, just ran out of arrows. Cool. No, basilisks are the worst.
Go for the ice boo. Go for the.
With Helm's blessing.
This is what's his face.
It's about time you came through for me. I was beginning to wonder whether your incompetence was... Wait. This isn't right. You fool! I am not fully revived. I am diminished, damaged, and dangerously deteriorated. Why, I've even lost some of my first mechanics. Najim? Are you even listening? My most obedient servant, friend. Ah, you conniving cur! I will crack your
Essentially,
realm
there's like kind of like a side thing you can do in the game where you it's like a nice like it's actually kind of cool mini game. But he's like the main like this tournament organizer for this like Underdark fighting arena.
How could I forget? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Baloth Baratil, more commonly known as Baloth
He
the Entertainer.
you can if you're like an evil party you can actually grab him, but we're gonna kill him because he actually dropped some good stuff. We might have to reload though, because we're not in like a great position right now. He does have magic resistance, which does
My
suck.
honor is my life.
Cool one, sir. Go for the eyes, fool. Go for the eyes. Rusk!
He's also very weak. But yeah, no, got 1,000 gold off of that. And that is a quarterstaff +1. Cool. And some robes of the evil Archmagi, which you can sell for a lot of money. Speedy stolen slave self. Okay, so just some potions. Sweet. I actually like him as a character. I think like kind of like the overblown, self-inflated like person. Like I like him as a character, but he's not for this party. He's also a sorcerer, which means he's not a good NPC to have in your party. Ooh. I'm not here to fight you. We want to join your group. Oh, we actually made it to the bandit camp.
So I kicked him in the head till he was dead.
My blade will cut you down to size.
I'm actually going to back out of this area and come back to it later, because I don't quite want to do this yet. They're like, yes, you can come back anytime. You'd make a good bandit. Yes. Bandit. We'll come back here in a bit. Ooh, wyverns. This is some of our first wyverns.
You rang?
Also at the same time, ah, wyverns. We're in no state to fight wyverns.
Give me strength.
Oh, I am now taking damage. Let's drink an antidote. Ow. Okay. So, you drop wyvern heads, which are, Right, so we actually need to hold on to one of these because they make good. There's a quest person that wants it. So here, Jahira, have a head in your backpack. Otherwise, we can just sell them. I think there's someone you can in Baldur's Gate you can sell them to. I'll need to look that up. But we've leveled up, and now we get our third proficiency rank in longbow, which gives us +3 to hit, +3 to damage, and an extra 1/2 attack per round. Oop. Sweet. We're looking good. Let's refill ammo on all our characters. Also, do you have unidentified up? Oh, you don't. Doot, doot, doot. Yeah, honestly, normally I'm playing, like, I prefer melee, like, I'm do, like, the normal, like, kind of, like, meta route, and, will play like a fighter mage, so I can get like the haste stone skin like two-handed weapon combo. But I decided to do something different. This is the Backbiter +3. It's a cursed spear. Alright, here, hold on to a spear. We'll sell them later.
My blade will cut you down to size.
Oh, these are the elites.
Eek, flaming! Or possibly frosty.
For the glory of Helm!
Did not mean to pick up that sword. Alright. Arrows for the archer, which I will proceed to never use, because why would you ever use a consumable in an RPG? Icewind Dale actually is a really nice item that's just like a quiver of +1 arrows, which is actually like one of like my favorite weapon items in the game. Just because +1 arrows are just good, but it's also just like the ease of knowing that you have a magic ranged weapon without having to like spend ammo. And Baldur's Gate 1, I believe, you can get +1 arrows infinitely, like you can just keep buying them for money.
My blade will cut you down
Baldur's
to
Gate 2, I think
size.
you can get infinite up to +3, but then beyond that you can't, which is annoying. That's one thing I like about future editions, like even 3rd edition did this a little bit, where we're moving away from expendable ammo.
Eek, flaming! Or possibly frosty. Death!
Go for the eyes,
Flaming!
Boo!
Or
Go for the
possibly
eyes!
frosty. Death!
Ow. Stop hurting my friends. Sweet. Okay. Lots of arrows. Bandit scalps. Cool. Delicious. Ah, more of these elite.
Really
Ooh.
use tensors floating
Oh,
bandage
that
over here?
that really hurts. Okay, can I sleep these guys? Yes, I can. Sweet.
Yeah!
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes! Rush!
Okay, that could have been bad. Okay, Nira, time to get healed, you 20 HP friend.
Yeah!
Yeah. Even in current editions, usually how I handle like magic ammunition is either A, I don't use it, and I just incorporate like what I want the magic ammunition
My
effects to be
blade
into
will
like
cut you
the
down to size.
bow or something. Or I'll give them a magic do what the magic quiver route, which imparts that magic to the weapon.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes! Rush!
I kind of like how 4th edition did it, and I kind of like how a lot of things 4th edition did. I actually really like 4th edition, but that's a topic for another day. But you know, I'm a heretic and whatnot. But where does it mean things? But what they did there was essentially weapons had an enchantment bonus, and then arrows you could get like magic arrows that had an enchantment bonus. But if you had arrows and a weapon that were both enchanted, it would only use the the ammunition's enchantment bonus. So essentially, what you would do is you would just get arrow, like for very situational magic weapon effects, you would just get an arrow for it. and essentially like if you only needed like one like hold arrow, like that just like held them in place, like that's not something you need all the time on your bow, but you could use an arrow that would let you shoot that and use its bonus and effects for that turn instead, which I think was a cool way of doing it. Yeah. Let's head up to Pedvale. Let's make sure it is daytime so we can actually see. Oh, those are arrows +1, which means you probably can identify most things. More arrow +1. You are arrows of ice. Fancy. We actually have enough arrows +1 that we could probably like have a quiver of arrows +1, but it's one more of those things that like I'll do as it comes up. Yeah, no, just 4th edition. I feel 4th edition very much. Living on, we're like level 5, 6-ish right now.
My blade will cut you down to size.
For the glory of hell!
But I feel like just 4th edition suffered a lot from bad reactions initially, and then people going into it expecting to dislike it.
My blade will cut you down to size.
And that if you take it at face value and like so it's like just evaluate from what it is, like not trying to compare it, being like compare it to like 3.5 or things like that. It's actually a really fun RPG system. It's very different from a lot of the other systems, and it's more of a kind of like a tactical like strategy game in terms of combat instead of being like the like very like fast paced like bam 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 of like 3.5 combat. But I feel like just it did so much super well, and it doesn't get enough credit for what it did. Like in terms of just making it easier on DMs, in terms of making it the game just more balanced. Like people complain about 3.5 not having like many like, or I mean 4.0 not having as many options for every character. But the thing is that it actually still had a lot of options available to it, and all of those most of like there were very few options that weren't viable. Like unless you kind of knew what you're doing, it was really easy in 3.5 and Pathfinder to just make a bad character. And it's hard to make a truly unplayable character in 4.0. And like they did bring that over into 5th edition too. 5th edition is one that I do think they did go a bit overboard in simplifying the choices and not having enough variation. And I'm talking just from the core rulebooks, not from a perspective of like, oh, you can't, because that's another thing is like you can't compare an edition when it comes out to the edition when it is to like the prior edition, which just had years and years and years of supplemental products and whatnot. Let's talk to Ted. We're adventurers. If you want to get rich, the best place to go would probably be the Fire Wine Bridge. If you want some action, why don't we smack some of those bandits? Alright, so there's apparently some mysterious ruins at the Fire Wine Bridge. Yeah, no, like, I like... It's... You know, if you're enfranchised into D&D and you know what you're doing, honestly, the Buildcraft of 3.5 Map Finder is really good, and it's really cool, and it does that very well. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying I dislike 5e. I actually do like 5e, and I feel that 5e is a solid system. I'm also not saying that 4e is flawless, but I just... What I'm just feeling, I feel that it doesn't get the credit it does.
You don't help me, you'll kill me.
And it's another, actually, Veronica's actually an amazing character, but I'm not going with her because she's evil. Yeah, no, 5e I think is good, and especially it's one of the reasons it's been so successful is that it's such an approachable edition. That you don't need a lot to understand characters, but my main complaint about 5th edition boils down to mostly just the decision to not have feats being the cornerstone of who your character is, like previous editions does. Like, well, maybe not cornerstone, but like the fact that feats yeah, like I feel that feats alone are just such a core element of like D&D, like 3.5 going forward, that like for customization, that 5th edition, it's kind of like you make one, you can like, any class is one of a few choices you can make and paths you can go down. And that's fine, and I think it's just, I don't know. That being said, I think it's also one that will improve over time. As more options are given available for people who want those options, but I do hope they lean back more into feats. Like, that was one thing that like I actually didn't like Xanathar's Guide to Everything, I thought was a great supplemental product, but like, it's like, give us the feats, and tying them into replacing ability scores, I felt was a mistake. Because all of a sudden, because it's a simple fact that it's like, ability scores are just raw, just good, and you're now having to balance feats, not just with each other, but with like the core game mechanic and something that touches everything else. Hey, Raffy Doda. How's it going? So, but yeah. But I do like both 4th and 5th edition. Something it did really nice was it just made it so much easier on DMs. And, words that mean things. Like, if you DMing a 3.5 or early campaign is like, okay, DMing in general is a lot of work, but DMing an earlier edition is so much work. Just like being able to like, at least with like 4th and 5th edition, you can look at a stat block of a monster and like be able to play it pretty easily. You go to like 3rd edition, you look at 3rd edition stat block, you're these are elite, so I'm gonna sleep them.
With helms for the glory of hell.
You're probably gonna be like, you have to study it, like as long as it's not like a level 1 like skeleton, because you have to figure out their strategies. You have to like look at what all their feats do if you don't know them by heart. Just the barrier to entry to DMing is so much higher in earlier editions. And I'm still not sure how I feel about the shift from magic items being a core part of character progression to, and like kind of like both character progression, customization, and buildcraft, to being like kind of taking the place of like now it's just these very special and rare things, which I like and dislike, where I'd be fine with reducing the impact of magic items, like the number of magic items you're going to have and things like that, if it was accompanied by, like, if all the other cuts to build complexity hadn't also been cut, if that makes sense. Now I'm just rambling. Hi, welcome to a non-ASMR ramble by me, Lily Haran.
Go for the eyes, boo! Go for the eyes! Rusk!
Okay, we still got another map to go. Honestly, these rambles are actually perfect though for like the center of the map and stuff. For like just going across these
For the fallen!
we might aggro this bear, which is the most important.
Go for the eyes! Rusk!
more dangerous. But yeah. But no, I'm running 50 games. I'm like, I think my main edition right now is 5th edition. Both for multiple reasons. One, the simplicity. It's 5th edition, I feel by far is the easiest edition to teach to a new player. Just that's honestly, it's not controversial either. It's like, it is easier. Like 4th edition, while I feel is still very simple and balanced, 4th edition has a bit more to explain in terms of, and also like it's a bit more complex to make a character because you have to like think about powers and things like that. But yeah, no. Honestly, at 4th edition, I didn't get the complaint of being like the whole like complaint of like, oh, they just made every class into a wizard, which isn't really fair. Like, they standardize mechanically how like daily use stuff worked, but standardization is not making them feel the same. Like, it still felt extremely different to play a wizard as opposed to a fighter or a warlord. Also, I liked how you could play a party of all non-spellcasters in 5th edition. 4th edition, where you couldn't do that anywhere else. I kind of hope they bring back the Warlord as a class in 5th edition, because I really loved the Warlord. Okay, so where do we want to go? So we could keep doing more zones, but here's the thing, I really don't want to do, like, the Basilisk zone, and that's probably the next, like, place we should do. Would people be up for, like, some Crusader Kings? Go everyone's favorite, I don't know. I think when for when it comes to the topic of improvising, which I'll probably do a hard save right now. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things. It may just be my style of play where I approach D&D from the background of drama and theater, where improvisation and like reflavoring and like moving stuff around and like figuring out cool things to do that aren't necessarily covered by the rules has always been a part of D&D for me. And 5th edition doesn't actually change how I play a game in that sense. And I think it was just more clear in how to do it than in previous editions than in current editions. Yeah. So, what else? I lost my train of thought. But yeah, no. But I still like 5th edition. Like, with all my complaints about Buildcraft and, like, limited, like, amounts to, like, brew, like, cool new character builds and whatnot, I still like 5th edition. I think it runs really smoothly. The core game mechanics, I think, are very well done. It feels very balanced. It captures the feel of like 2nd and 3rd edition D&D while still being approachable and not prohibitively complex for both new players and players who just people from Pathfinder is just it's exhausting. It is really exhausting to play through. Like, obviously D&D is like, especially DMing is exhausting in general for like, especially for me since like I approach it from like a theater background and I'm like playing D&D as a way of kind of doing long form improv, and improv is exhausting. But it's like from a mental capacity point of view of just like keeping track of mechanics and numbers and running monsters and stuff, 5th edition is so much easier on a DM. But I feel like the ease on DM is about the same on 5th and 4th edition. Like everything behind the scenes is actually very similar to that. And honestly, I feel like the best change that 4th edition did, that like also 5th edition brought it over, that change from Pathfinder, was something very subtle and very like not intuitive, and like not surface level. And that is, they decided to make monsters be built fundamentally different than players, and that just freed up so much. It's like before in 3rd edition, like, monsters had their own progression paths. Like, depending on the type of monster they were, they would get, like, their own abilities and skills and stuff based on that. But otherwise, it still mirrored how player characters were built. And 4th edition was like, that results in these way too complex characters. We're going to simplify this, and now we're just going to have... No, more planes. We're just going to have them be built separately. They follow their own guidelines and own rules and stuff for how they are built and progress and stuff. But they are not built on the same rules as player characters. And like even NPCs that were emulating the player characters classes weren't built the same. I have. I am very behind. I need to finish it up. Probably my favorite like D&D podcast is definitely probably Critical Hit. And that's not just because like they've like half the cast has randomly followed me on Tumblr for like the longest time, and I don't know why. I've never really talked about Critical Hit on Tumblr, but they just follow me there. But that's unrelated. But they were probably they were the largest 4th edition podcast, and actually they're still going on in 4th edition. And the Dungeon Master Rodrigo there is actually a phenomenal Dungeon Master. And if you actually go to that episode and just go to their Q&A episodes, where they just talk about DMing and how they do that, and Rodrigo's style and stuff, like, those are amazing for, like, new, if you're looking to improve your style as a DM. You know, Critical Role is a good podcast. I feel that it's good. And it's like, I feel it's one where it's enjoyable to listen to, but it isn't so hyper edited like some podcasts like The Adventure Zone, which The Adventure Zone like edits it to the point where it stops. It's a great listen to, but it does not really reflect how the pace of actual D&D sessions. And I've actually had many players have false expectations set up for what D&D is by The Adventure Zone, which I'm not blaming them for, but it's just that is not what D&D is. D&D is honestly about like 50% reminding people on rules and looking up stuff and like figuring out things and bumbling through stuff, which they cut out obviously because they're trying to their main point is entertainment, not teaching you like the specifics of how it goes through. But yeah, actually, on the D&D, the official Dungeons and Dragons Twitch channel, they like stream like different games of D&D like every day that like are repeating, but they're super great. Yeah. Okay, so I've been rambling, and I'm actually gonna switch over to Crusader Kings because I want to play some Crusader Kings, and you can't stop. Oh no, that's not the one I want. I want streaming full screen. Oh, I should stop recording. Bye, everyone on YouTube. Ignore the long rant at the end of my video. Or not rant, but ramble. If you want to check out these streams live, you can check it out at twitch.tv/LeoHaran. And, yeah, no. For those of you who are listening live, if you want to watch the past episodes of Baldur's Gate, they're on. There's a link in the description to my YouTube channel that I put LeoHaran's archive, where I put all my Switch streams. Okay, not the magic ones, but, like, other ones I do. Yeah.